You see these kicks? These kicks were dirty. They were beat up. I couldn't wear them. But I got in contact with Lara Murchi at 537 Shawmut Ave, the fashion center, and he brought these beauties back to life. Get in touch with him if you need your kicks clean, your furniture done, your purses done. It ain't called the fashion center for no reason. At 537 Shawmut Ave in historic South Boston. Just tell him your boy said ya. Peace. What is going on, my good people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say That Podcast, where I'm always yelling, don't say this, say that. I want to thank everybody who tuned in my last episode. The last Say That episode of 2024 was featuring my guy Prop, the man who did this Say That mural. If you haven't checked it out right now, please go and do so. It's on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. And as always, while you're there on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It really helps grow the channel. It helps me out a lot. And as always, follow me on Instagram, say_that_pod for the podcast page. And my personal is REPETE617. Now, I wanted to start 2025 off right. I wanted to give shine to another local podcasting platform who's really been putting in work throughout the city, throughout the years that he's been around. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to give a warm Say That introduction to my guy, Gizzy Honcho, the CEO of Talk of the Town. What's going on, my man?
What's the word, my guy? What's the word? How you feeling? How you doing?
I'm all right. How about you?
Chilling. I'm good, man. Blessed to be here, man. It's been a long time coming.
It really has. How was your New Year's? Shit like that?
It was good. It was real good, man. My little one had a good time. I had a good time. It was a good way to bring it in.
That's nice. I love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Active fatherhood, though. Family guy like that. You know what I'm saying? All right. So with any platform, there's always a why as to doing it. You know, whether it be you want to highlight somebody, you know, you want to just maybe even start your own podcast, want to get your name out there. So for you, what was your why for starting Talk of the Town?
Honestly, I just wanted to give the artist a different spotlight. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it started with me doing a 90s cipher / showcase. And then from there, I had, like, it's all on the YouTube. Y'all go check it out. From there, I had multiple artists come to me like, yo, I never, performed before. And then just hearing that, I was just like, oh, all right, so let me probably dibble into the showcase. And once I did, like, a couple showcases, I was like, you know what? What if I just did a podcast? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I don't be doing anything. Like, at this point, I was like, I'm not doing anything. Like, I feel like a podcast would be dope just to, like, give the artist another platform. You feel what I'm saying? Huge shout out to all the platforms that was doing the X, Y, and Z, but I just felt like it was only right for me to do it. I was connected with a lot of artists. I was like, let's do it. So I text my bro, Osokai Bung. I was like, yo, bro, I feel like doing a podcast. I kept this message, and I kept the post that I decided to do from Facebook in my phone to this day, because he was just like, yo, bro, you should just go for it. And I was just like, all right. And I went for it, and it just started going off from there.
Now, how long in the game are you at right now?
3 years now.
3 years. All right, so not bad. Oh, so you basically came around the same time we came around too as well, because we were October 2020 originally, and it's cool that you said for just going for it, because that was the mentality with us. It's like I knew a lot of friends from my area who rapped or was like, yo, they never have been on a podcast or interview before, because before we started, we knew rappers who interviewed from like radio shows and shit like that. Like Jam at 94.5, Hot 96.9, that basic stuff. But to actually actively go out and do it yourself, because first for me, it was for my friends and stuff like that. You go back to my first episode, it's a kid I grew up with. But then, it all trickled down. My co-host brought his friends in. And then, we started to branch out, started to know this guy, that guy. So it's cool how it all goes around. You know what I mean? For as much as you see artists, you see the same artists on different platforms, it's like, well, that's the point. You know what I mean? These stories got to travel around.
That's a fact.
So it's good that you had the same mentality as us in terms of starting the podcast and stuff like that. But what I think you do differently, you offer that unique side. There's all these different showcases and stuff like that. You're throwing. You already said you're booked up till November already. We only 2 days into 2025 at the start of this recording, so that's a working man's job. You know what I mean? So how are you able to manage all these showcases and really bring more people together like that?
Just knowing the bigger picture, knowing what I'm working for, just knowing that I know one day there is going to be a Talk of the Town 617 show, just like y'all see the Jimmy Kimmel show and shit. You know, shit like
Yeah,
it's gonna
yeah.
be that, and just like he incorporates performances and stuff like that. I'm gonna incorporate the local artists' performances. I may have a few mainstream or you know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna be making sure I'm more in tune with the local artists because I feel like DJs is playing their music, but they're not getting the big stages that they needed, like the King Bricks, the King Aces, the Fly High Uzis, the Oso Bungas. Look, like I can keep going. My artists, Brass Dog Barney, like all these artists that I feel like deserve that big stage. I feel like they not really getting it without having to pay something or having to go through the third person and I just feel like why do that when you could just come to Talk to Town, the live show, and when we do it and you know do your thing. And I just feel like that's my big, that's how I stay consistent, because I know at the end of the goal, not only am I know my people's gonna be good, I'm gonna be good, and I know once I get old enough or once I be like I'm done with Talk of the Town.
All right.
My daughter's now gonna be taking over the Talk of the Town
like that
brand.
a
You
lot.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like
so
that a lot,
and she's
bro.
already in tune with YouTube. So it's just like I'm good.
I mean, she's growing up, you know, this is the social media generation
Mm-hmm.
right there. And, you know, and to have her dad, you know, actively do it and to give her like that inspiration, you know, she's basically set, you know what I'm saying?
She's good. So it's just like I know my bigger goal, and my people around me know the bigger goal, and we're just gonna keep going. So
That's what's up. And I like how you want to do that Jimmy Kimmel type show because, you know, I got a podcast, Mike Scarver got a podcast, but there's no like talk show. You know what I mean? There's no kind of cracking jokes, you know, because there's a textbook for podcasting.
Right.
There's all different types.
Right.
But what you're describing more is like you actually want to do something that the city really hasn't seen before. You know, we're really known for radio. You know, obviously we got a myriad of talent.
good schools.
Right, exactly. Good schools, history, sports. It's the whole shebang. We're basically like any other U.S. city, except we talk a shit a little bit more. But to have that goal in mind is so different because it's not going to be easy to copy you if somebody would be like, oh, well, I got that idea too.
Facts.
It's like, nah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? You have that goal in mind. And as, you know, you watch your podcast, you can tell you're slowly getting to that goal, especially with all the connections you made on tour. You know, like you said, you're having your first radio show in New York a couple weeks
Oh no, coming
soon.
up. It's
coming up,
up.
right. Sorry about that. I got a little stutter right there.
Nah,
You know
you
what I'm
good.
saying? First show of 2025. Got to get the juices out. You know what I'm saying? But I also haven't been in the studio for long. I think the last time I was here was like second week of December. So we still getting back. You know what I mean?
It's a whole month.
Yeah, legit. No lie. But that's one thing I do want to talk to you about right now is the connections you made, you know, in New York. Because that being as close to that city as we are, that's something I suggest to artists all the time. It's like, you really want to branch out. It's like, yeah, the whole world's big, but like, bro, you're 4 hours away from New York on the train or bus, whatever. I just saw a comment on Boston's Big Four on Instagram. Shout out to them. They were talking about the Fungwa bus. You know what I mean? And Stat Select had said, you know, that's how he kind of got his start going to New York, which is kind of backpack of mixtapes, hopping on the Fungwa early, get to New York during the day, then come back at night. So, you know what I mean? It's very accessible. And New York, as it is already basically, I like to call it the center of the universe, but it's the hub of creativity. Like, I saw a tweet about 2 days ago. They said, no matter who you think the best rapper is right now, he or her is probably from New York. It's like that. So how are you able to kind of make your way into the city and to make those connections for yourself?
Well, huge shout out Royal 99 FM, huge shout out Royal Magazine, Lord Jew. That they was actually the ones that, like, you know, got me the venues for the tour.
Lord Jew. Yeah, that's what's up.
That's sis right there. They're the ones who actually, well, she's supposed to perform, but she came through. She just showed love. But Royal 9 FM and Royal Magazine, they're the ones who got me the venues that I did my shows out there. And then we just been tapped in ever since. So huge shout out to them. But being out in New York, you're not lying. You're not lying. From the artistry to, like you said, the podcast, the radio stations, you can literally see a celebrity just walking down the street and he'll be humbled as shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different out there, but yeah, that's really how I got my connections out there. Was definitely with them, and then just being tapped in with them, collabing with them on a showcase, crazy showcase. multiple artists got distribution deals. You shout out my artists, Brad Star Barney and Fly Uzi. And then multiple artists got opportunity to do South by Southwest this year. They got they flights taken care of, hotels taken care of. So Empire Distribution was in the building. I'm sorry about that. Huge shout out Empire Distribution. They're all going to be in the building January 18th. But yeah, that's literally how I've been tapped in with New York, and they've been real loving, bro.
That's what's up. Yeah, because being in this area, the I-95 shit, it's really, as much as we like to say the rivalry between New York and Boston, it is all love to a good extent. They want to see hardworking people the same way we want to see hardworking people type shit. So it's good to hear that you were actually, able to put your foot in the door and actually put your foot in successfully to create art opportunities not only for yourself, but also your artists. So that's what's up. So how did you actually get into managing these artists? Because I wasn't familiar with you being a manager. I just knew you from just being the CEO of Talk of the Town.
Yeah, I always managed artists. Always, I took a break, I think, last year, and then I just jumped back into, doing it again. And the only artist I manage right now is Brad's Dog Barney, but I do a lot of work with Fly Uzi. He's actually a person that owns Undeniable Sound and shoots all my podcast episodes. So he shout out my bro. That's my business partner. But Brad's Dog Barney, she was doing my shows before then. Before even talking about me being her manager, me, us taking it to that level, whatever the case may be. And then one day, I think it was after, I believe it was the 3rd anniversary, and we brought out ABC News, we brought out Charlie Clips. It was a crazy night, crazy night. And then she was just like, yo, I see the vision. Like, let's get to it now. Like, let's start playing games. And then right after that, that's when I just came up with the tour. She jumped on the tour, did a few stops, had a ball, came out to Brooklyn, shut it down, got her distribution there for Empire, and now we on to South by Southwest. Like, you know what I mean? Like we on the South by Southwest. So it's just like, I don't know. Like the manager thing, don't get me wrong, it's stressful. Like dealing with emotions and dealing with people not knowing how to have
just the business in general. You know what I mean? It's a very sneaky business.
You feel me?
I mean?
Not understanding that some artists. Which camera is it?
Either one.
Okay, well I'm gonna look at
that one.
This one. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna look like. Y'all artists need to learn how to market yourselves. Don't get mad when people are saying you need to learn how to market yourself, because we're not coming at you as artists, but basically giving you constructive criticism, bro. Like at the end of the day, because us as promoters and and me as a manager and me as a podcaster, I do a fucking lot. So it's just like me as an entrepreneur, me marketing myself. I don't ask why I gotta market myself. I don't ask like how you think I got here. I hit him up multiple times and was like, yo, let's get this, let's make it happen. And because he was a busy man, he was like, yo, when I can get back to you, I'll get back to you. And when he finally got back to me, he got back to me. Market yourself, because at the end of the day, and sometimes reach out. It's not, don't feel okay, don't feel ashamed 100%. To reach out to certain people and be like, yo,
proud to beg now.
You feel me? Don't be like, we in 2025 now, bro. Like, don't, and I'm only saying it, it's 2 days into whatever, cool. But
we still, it's still the new year, you know what I mean?
Feel me? Like, just reach out, market yourselves, and don't be mad to put money into yourselves, bro, because it comes out. Like, whether it happens that day or the next day or 3 months later, it still happens. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just what I gotta say to that.
Right.
Yeah.
You just did that before?
Right, yeah, literally. Right before you came here, I threw my first ad of the year on one of my episodes because I peeped my analytics. I'm like, you know what? That can be better. So it's like, I get not wanting to spend money. I get it. Trust me.
Especially around the holidays.
Right, exactly. Especially around the holidays. You start the new year, whatever your job situation may be. I totally get that. But like, let's look at the industry right now. The industry's about spending money to make money. That's what any industry. It just so happens that like the music / like podcasting industry is more like, it's a bigger precedent, because while a lot of people rap and a lot of people podcast, but what it's going to come down to is who's marketing themselves better than the next person. It's not just about skill or beats or lyricism. That's part of it, but that's not the bigger picture. I'm a marketing major right now in my grad school. That's what they're preaching to me right now. I told one of my professors, like, yo, I got a business. And he's like, X, Y, and Z right here. That's right. That's like, you know what I mean? There's all extras you got to do with that, but marketing yourself and spending that money, it's like, you know, that's the sacrifice. You know, that's why I feel like a lot of people leave the game almost, or like only like look at it as kind of a hobby. You know, I was kind of in that boat of hobby type thing that I do. Like when people said, you know, what is podcasting? I'm like, oh, it's my hobby because, you know, respectfully, I don't get paid for it right now. But, you know, down the line, I will be. Right, exactly. Yeah, that's the big thing. But you're still a brand. You know what I mean? They look up, you know, Talk of the Town 617, they're going to have Honcho. They look up me, they're going to have, you know, don't say this, say that. It's so much deeper than like yourself almost. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely agree. And I feel like people don't understand that. But, hey, you give up or you choose to not understand or you choose to give up, then that just shows that you don't really have the passion for it. Some people got to understand that you got to be okay with whatever you, whether you're an artist, podcaster, promoter, whatever the fuck you do, you have to be okay with taking L's.
Yes.
L's is going to happen, bro. Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're going to take a lot more L's than W's.
A lot more L's than W's until you're probably a celebrity. But then again, who knows? Because who knows what celebrities deal with? They might be taking a lot more L's because they're making a lot more M's. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's just like, who knows? But you got to be okay with taking a lot more L's, bro. Don't take L's and then feel like, all right, I'm done. But then again, don't take a lot of W's or take consistent W's and start getting fucking Hollywood. I could swear, right? Yeah, don't get Hollywood, because then again, it's just going to be like,
right.
The fuck? You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely see some Hollywood mentality out here. That's I personally, whatever level I get to, I don't think I had that in me to be that Hollywood, because I'll always know where I came from. I'll always have that humble factor of like, yo, I was struggling bad, and it's like, of course it's gonna feel good when like you're all the way up and shit, but like, bro, remain humble. Because you know what I'm saying, life's short. You don't know when the fuck this shit ending, so you want to be Hollywood and cocky like that, like, and then tomorrow you're gone. Not to get dark or deep or shit, but like,
oh no, let's talk about it.
You know what I mean? But like, that's what it is. So it just depends on, you know, obviously the person, but for me personally, I'm willing to work with anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's a community out here, like you said earlier. It's like you hit me up to come on here, and you know I'm gonna come on yours. You know, whether you end up on Mike's, his, or Boston's Big Four, just rambling on because I already know these different platforms. That's why I already said it's like it's good that we have this many.
Gotta make it happen.
So, but at the end of the day, yeah, like, don't be too Hollywood. Don't be too hard on yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Don't be afraid
Understand
to
the double-edged sword of this career. And I feel like, you know, a lot of people are still learning that, or they haven't learned that right now. So
don't be afraid to reach out, yo. It don't matter.
Not, right. Like I said, ego's a pride killer. You know what I mean? That you're just hurting yourself if you don't reach out, right?
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
But you did mention you just get back from tour. So kind of tell the good people to say that, you know, what that tour entailed, you know, what cities you hit, how was the vibes of these different cities, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh man. Yeah. Let me just tell you, I wish I could go back and do it all over again.
Hey.
But you know, I called the tour the They Counted Us Out tour. I came up with that name because I just felt like they counted out a lot of not only me, because as you know, I host shows as well. And I just felt like a lot of people was counting out the Talk of the Town brand, counting out, you know, the showcases, because not only was he doing a lot of showcases, but you said this, Cameron, right?
Yeah.
Showcases of ours was getting duplicated and copied, but we didn't say anything about it. We just let it happen. So instead of me getting upset about that, I was like, you know what? Since people want to count us out, want to count my ideas, I got these artists that I feel like they counting out. This ffucking fire. Like, they done counted this out. So then I was just like, all right, so what states or whatever can I hit? So we started off in Brockton with Lord Jew. And then we went to Boston at Caves with Charlie Clips for my birthday. And then we went, what was the first stop? Oh, the first stop was in Lowell Smokehouse. Second stop was in VA. No, was it in VA? No, second stop was in CT. Third stop was VA. Fourth stop was...
Oh, wow, you got all the way down to Virginia. That's what's up.
Yeah, like I was in... Huge shout out to TC, because she's throwing the 2-day festival in Brooklyn in July. We're going to be down there. I'm bringing y'all too. I don't care.
All right.
Y'all coming.
I'll make some plans there.
Yeah, we outside. It's going to be a 2-day festival. We got 2-day festival in June, so we're going to talk about that later. But we hit Brooklyn, Manhattan. I feel like I know I'm missing something. Whatever. This is why I wish my business partner had. She would have been like, oh, no, you're missing da-da-da. But if I did miss, I'm sorry, but it was a lot. We did literally over, like, I believe 14 stops. If If I look at the if I look at the flight, it was like 14 stops. It's on our Instagram too. So, it was fire, and every city was vibes. Like every city was fire, like downright fire. But I think the best one, hands down, was Brooklyn. Yeah, it had to be Brooklyn.
I could see that. Yeah.
It was Brooklyn. The vibes. It was packed out. It was 420.
Hey, there you go. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you know what I mean? It was packed out. Like I said, we gave out. Well, they gave out distribution deals. My artist won the distribution deal. Like, I was hosting the whole night. Spider Cuz came through. Who shot my brother Spider Cuz? You already know, if you don't know who that is. Viral sensation on IG. We had Power 105 come out. It was crazy. Empire. It was so fire. And seeing everybody under that one roof, and then seeing multiple artists from Boston or from Mass or from Springfield. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just drive out there, and then seeing artists from Brooklyn, Manhattan, just all. It was fire, and there was no arguments, no nothing. It was more so, yo, take a picture. Yo, let's. You know how many features came out of that night? And it's just like, I can literally sit there and be like, yo, damn. And it was the last stop, so it was just like, that's the perfect way to go out on a bang. But I know everybody's been asking, like, yo, you doing a part 2? Yes, we are doing a part 2.
Oh shit! Okay.
We are doing a part 2. It is They Count Us Out Part 2. I was gonna say West Coast edition, but I'm gonna throw Tampa Bay in there, so we're definitely gonna hit Tampa.
Hey, Tampa's a great city.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever been, but yeah, you're gonna.
Nah, my aunt lives out there. I always wanted to go, and I seen the vibe. So
it's a great city.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely we're gonna hit Tampa, Orlando. These all confirmed. Tampa, Orlando, Denver, LA.
Oh shit.
And then Houston, and then come back and finish it here. So
that's what's up. Look at my man.
Yeah, man. Going
countrywide and shit like that. You know what I mean? I don't know too many people from this city that are like, that aren't artists, that are just, having just these showcases and all these different spots. That's what's up, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people would be a little nervous to take it like way out of state.
Trust
You know what I mean?
Eyes butterflies, because I'm hosting all the shows.
Yeah.
So it's just like, when I'm in front of these new crowds, when I was in front of Brooklyn, I'm just like, all right, let me smoke a blunt, take a shot of tequila, son, because this shit, I didn't think it was gonna be like.
You definitely need the shot of tequila.
Like, you feel me? Like,
warm yourself up a little bit.
It was crazy,
you know what I mean?
but when I got used to it and I seen all the love, I was just like, oh, all right, cool. Same thing with VA, same thing with Orlando. Like, it was dumb, genuine love everywhere. And I'm just like, oh, nah. I know what to do now. You feel what I'm saying? So,
all right, that's good. Definitely. That's good. Because like I said, you booked up for the whole rest of the year, but it sounds like it's a big year on tap. Probably even bigger than last year. You know what I mean?
And that's not even including, we do monthly vendor pop-ups. So we got a vendor pop-up for local businesses every single month.
Oh, no shit. Where at?
We do it on different locations, but as of right now, it's the next 2 months is going to be at K's Oasis and Dorchester. So
damn. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm talking about. That's giving back to the community. Yeah, and there's obviously going to be artists from those cities there, but you're bringing the flavor of Boston with you. You know what I mean? It's not just you. It's your artist and whoever comes with you. So that's a goal that I feel like people should reach for in their own sense. You know what I mean? Obviously, you said you may have been duplicated, but, that type of idea where it's like, all right, let's spread the word of Boston, because all these ads and these marketing, it can only go so far. People want to see you face to face. You know what I mean? They actually want to hear you live. That's how anybody builds any audience.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
a fact.
It's like, now I gotta ask, since you hit all these cities, is there any other city that like you really want to hit on a tour soon? I would say Miami.
Yeah, my head.
You know what I mean? Because
that's what I was gonna say.
Miami.
I was gonna say Miami. He shot my brother Trevor Holmes. He been working on something for me for a little bit now. So hopefully, if that comes through, if that could come through, if I could get any type of connection out there in Miami, I don't even give a shit. I will do a Miami show.
100%. You kidding me?
Like, it's because it's already, that's been on my agenda. Like, now I got LA about to get checked off. Now I want to do Miami first. So if I get a phone call saying, yo, then
you know what I'm saying?
Best believe I'm going to squeeze that in the schedule some way, somehow.
Because, I mean, obviously, I think Miami would be a good spot for you. Atlanta. Obviously, Chicago.
Oh, shit. We did Atlanta, too. I forgot that we did Atlanta last January.
Oh, you did do Atlanta already.
My fault. Shout out to TC. Yeah, we did Atlanta last January. That was fire, too.
Raleigh as well? Raleigh, North Carolina?
No, we were supposed to. But the venue, I guess, had the pipes burst or something. So that's why we switched it to VA last second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
so we were supposed
Hey,
to go
listen,
to
you're
Rowan.
resourceful, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The
Listen,
wheels don't stop with this guy.
I was like,
I mean?
we're not missing a stop. Let's go to
right.
VA. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
I mean, you got yourself closer anyway, so yeah.
definitely.
That's what's up.
Definitely.
Now, you know, you're throwing all these shows and stuff like that. It's awesome, but at some point, there's got to be some wild moments at these shows. You know, not somebody crashing out, maybe not. But you know what I'm saying. You have said it's all up, but there's got to be some wild moments at this show. So, I used to have a segment called Weirdest Work Story, where if I feel like the vibes there. I ask the guest, it's like, yo, what's the weirdest thing that happened to you at work? I don't really want the weird. Maybe you could tell me the weirdest thing that happened at the show, but I want the weirdest and like the wildest thing to happen at a show.
You want the weirdest and the wildest, or you just want the combined?
Yeah, let's do the weirdest and the wildest.
The wildest. All right, this would probably by far be one of the wildest things that I ever seen happen at a show or happen at my show. It was probably it was the first year I started doing showcases. I'm not even gonna say where it happened now. Probably when you drop it, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, I remember that." But we did a show, and we had security and everything, and we had an artist come in. Don't get me wrong, artist is fire. The artist is fire. Music goes crazy, brings a crowd. He does everything that you want him to do as an artist.
Right,
you feel
me?
So nobody paid no mind to it. I'm guessing the security guard didn't pay no mind to it. Bro, he gets on stage. Remind you, I got food vendors. I got a pregnant vendor in the building because she's selling desserts. And
you're keeping it nice.
You know what I'm saying? So he starts performing. First song go crazy. He has the crowd going crazy. I'm in the crowd like, yeah, what the fuck? I literally turn around. 3 seconds later, all you hear is, shh. I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga snuck in a small fire extinguisher.
Whoa.
And sprayed up the whole venue, like the food, everything, like to the point we stopped the show. We can't everything. The food couldn't do anything. Yeah. Like everything had to go in the
chemicals and shit,
bro. Like when it was, I ain't never seen no mini. Like it was like. Oh my God!
It was like one of those things you see at the clown shows or something like that, or the circus.
And I'm just like, how the fuck did he get that? Like that doesn't even make sense. Yeah. And what caused
that's like
you,
noticeable to bring in?
Yeah, so I'm like, what caused you to what caused you to even do? Like when I say he sprayed, like he stood on the speaker and just, like in the crowd having, you would have thought we was in a rave, like. And like it was crazy. I'm just like, yo, you just seeing foam. I'm just like, yo, nah, this is wild. Like people running out. I'm like, yo. Yeah. Nah, this is wild. But that's probably the wildest thing. Weirdest thing. Shit. Damn. Weirdest thing. There's a couple, but I mean, I'll keep it light for this one because it went viral. So that's not really like, all right. So we was doing a show at the Jungle. We don't know this white lady from a hole in the wall. Reminder, she's just enjoying herself. She's having the time of her life. Yeah. And I'm fine with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? We done on the show. Cool.
I'm all too familiar with the Jungle, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's in Somerville. Y'all go check it out. Dope venue. You know what I'm saying? We done the show. The DJ, who's the DJ? I think it was Keys. Yeah, who shot my brother DJ Keys. He was playing some music, some tunes, and she just, like, when I say ran from the bar, like, she ran from the bar. Jumped up on stage. When I say Kanye the mic from me, like, I'm about to bring up the next act. She said, no, you're not. And then just started going crazy to the, like singing something. You know, the crowd's amping her up to the point where, again, this is viral, so you know what I'm saying? Amping her up all to the point where she ends up falling on stage.
Oh, shit.
But she gets back up and she's still going. Like, I'm just like, all right.
A relentless performer right
It was like, you ever see one of them TV shows when you see like everybody's laughing like, yeah, and then it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
And then they just get up like, oh, I'm okay. Yeah, exactly. It was just like that. Like, it was so crazy. Shit. So I was like, that's probably the weirdest, but it was probably the funniest too.
Yeah. No, that's definitely like. I mean, I will say the act of her bull rushing a stage and like, cause like you know, say you're a tall dude, you're a big guy, so
I did not see her.
Wow.
I seen her running, but then because there's lights on, these bright lights, so I seen her running. She had on red, and it so happened to be fucking red light
Yep.
blaring. She ran up. I'm like, as soon as I did that, she was like,
Yeah, it's like someone on stage
no,
right
you're
now.
not. I was like,
Wow.
oh, this is fire. At first, then she tripped. I was like, oh. And then she got up. She was like, I'm okay. I was like, oh, like, it's fine.
At that point, it's like it's too funny
Nah,
to like
it was-
just to not cut her off. You
it
just
was
let her
hilarious.
rock. You know what I mean?
It was hilarious.
Right.
It was
What's
hilarious.
actually cool that you're actually recording out of Undeniable Sounds studio
Mm-hmm.
and the jungle. The first ever collab hip hop show this platform did. It was back in September 2021, I want to say.
Mm.
It was with Bars Over Bars. Shout out to Hero and all them. And he was the one where he picks 3, I pick 3, or something like that. Like he picks 3 artists to come on, I pick 3 artists to come on. I picked mine, and he picked his. And Undeniable Sound was actually one of the acts that stepped up. Actually, I think they filled in for somebody who had dropped out because they were sick.
Okay.
So that's cool that kind of like, you know, we're talking now, and you know you're hooked up with Undeniable Sound. 'Cause
that's
I
my
do
brother.
I do remember them from that show. So that's what's up, man.
That's my brother
Yeah.
right there.
That's what I said. You know, all the shows you throw. Listen, it can be sunshine and rainbows for a while, but eventually there's gonna be
Oh,
something.
it's gonna get and happily nothing happened.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Double
None of my
fees, too.
shows recently or whatever the case may be, and if it did, it wasn't nothing too bad girl ish.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's been cool. It's been real vibes. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
That's what's up. But you know, you being a hip hop head, and you know, we just got finished with 2024. It was a big year for hip hop. It was locally and nationally. But you know, you win some, you lose some with hip hop. And so I want you to give me your thoughts on the biggest winner in hip hop in 2024.
Kendrick.
All right. Easy, right? Like easy. I was going to
100%.
say the same thing.
100%.
And then who's the biggest loser?
Drake.
There you go. Right?
Yeah.
It's a God given. You know what I'm
100%.
saying? I think Drake's poised for some bigger L's this year, too, to be honest with you.
Honestly, it's so crazy. I don't think so. I feel like he's gonna try to come back and make, you know, some music to make people forget what the fuck happened in 2024. But knowing him, he's gonna try to throw like a jab here or there, and it's just like he's forgetting that Kendrick's about to perform at the Super Bowl. So it's
Not only is he about to perform at the Super Bowl, he's about to do 2 nights in Toronto with SZA. World tour, right? Exactly.
shout
it was a
out
world tour.
SZA.
And any Kendrick fans in the area, he's coming to Gillette, so you might want to go see that.
I'm Kendrick all the
yeah.
way. I'm actually doing a test with everybody. I'm gonna do it here. And
All right.
I'm hoping
All right.
I'm hoping that y'all are on my side, because if not,
No, that's it.
I got to eat 2 hot chips. Kendrick or Lil Wayne?
Like all time?
He said Kendrick.
See, I gotta say Kendrick because, and I'm a big Lil Wayne fan, but because of how like Lil Wayne really hasn't aged well, like as he's continued to do like music and shit, and because I feel like he should have retired a little long time ago, because the new stuff
is
sucks.
crazy.
You know what I mean? The new stuff's it's not good.
He be spitting some shit, but it's just Kendrick is. I feel like I see what you're saying. Lil Wayne is declining, but Kendrick is still on
The stock's rising,
still on
you
the
know?
incline. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But what's that? That's 9 to 6 now. I'm catching up. Yeah, so if he was
Oh, so 9 people thought Lil
listen,
Wayne.
we walked around the mall in New Jersey, and a bunch of little niggas with shiesties was like, Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne. I was like, fuck. And if we
Oh,
get
like younger than us?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and that's why I just like, that's crazy. And they had the
Yeah.
audacity to be like, you talking about all time Lil Wayne? And then we asked the people in Foot Locker, we got like, bro, it was just a clear sweep, and I was just like, damn, I left that mall
I feel like that.
1 vote away from eating 2 hot chips. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Difference. Not that I want to put
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
the world stops when Kendrick drops.
That's
Yes.
a fact.
And that
The
was
world doesn't stop when
Lil Wayne drops anymore. That's
That is
right.
a fact.
And that's a case with GNX. I mean, that's probably one
was
of the
a-
biggest surprise
I
drops
was
of
just
all
about
time.
to say that. I was just nobody. He
You
didn't
know?
give no speculation.
Nothing.
He didn't. He was just like, you know
He
what?
was just riding off the wave of winning the beef with Drake,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, you know, I mean, maybe you kind of saw it coming because it's like, all right, what does he do next? But you wouldn't expect an album that soon.
Most of them songs on that album you can perform at the Super Bowl. I don't know
Right.
if anybody peeped that. And
Right.
then on top of that, he's gonna promote the album, and then still do not like it. I'm knowing for a fact he's gonna perform that.
Oh
like
no,
us.
I
Like,
think at this point he has to.
he
You know
has
what I mean?
to. He's
Everybody's
like-
asking for it, and it's gonna be weird if he don't. You know
Or
what I
who
mean?
knows? He might just go the dickhead route and just do all of his diss tracks in one.
I think because I'm gonna be honest. I think Meet the Grams is a better diss track than Not Like Us.
I think Euphoria is a better diss track than both of them.
You think that's the best diss
I
track?
bump Euphoria more than I bump either of them shits. I
See,
don't even bump Meet the Grams.
I bump Meet the Grams a lot.
Yeah.
I just because that to me is like that's a diss track. Euphoria is too, but he sat the whole family down and was like, listen,
Nah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
True.
He's a fucking deadbeat that should never see more life. Like
It's
that type of shit.
just different how you can. He literally that beef was just 2024 was interesting.
It was we got that we got that like right at the start of 2024.
Literally,
too. This is like
like-
April, May, and we still had the whole 6 months left, and we're like, what the fuck's gonna happen now?
Once he dropped that video, he turned the summer up.
Yeah.
And it was just like I ain't never see what I think it was 40 million views in like 2 hours. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like,
And the world was, and as Mike Scarfo said, the world stops when Kendrick dropped. The world extra stops for this beef because it literally, bro. I remember the night they were going back and forth, and I'm like, wait, because I thought Family Matters was a good song. I'm gonna be honest, I thought it was a good response, and I'm like, hi Drake, you know what we got? Then he drops Meet the Grams, and I'm like, wait, what?
you want to know
I was like, wait, what?
Which diss track was it that? Because I seen you watch RDC, the Marty Chance, the RDC skits on YouTube. Yeah, it's a YouTube group, but it's like which fucking song was it? Like Drake dropped, and then right when he dropped, Kendrick dropped.
Yes.
So I'm just like, yo, like I have never seen somebody just be like, yo, I know he's about to drop something. Let me just write
Within
two
an
more.
hour.
Within
an hour.
Within an hour, and I was just like, yo, I have never like literally I refreshed my YouTube, and it was just like. Kendrick Lamar. I was like, oh my God, is this real? Like, this can't be real.
No, that's what
like,
I said too. I was like, because the night Family Matters drop, and I gotta say, like, this beef made me not be as a Drake fan as I was.
100%.
You know what I mean? Like, I kind of lost a lot of respect for him because even post the beef, he's still doing corny shit.
100%.
But because so I'm hyped when Family Matters drop. I'm like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Drake. Like, you got that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hour later, Meet the Grams. I'm like, wait, what?
Yo,
I was like, I went. My face went from to
Family Matters, Meet the Grams. Like, that's not a coincidence. Like, the timing, the name.
Like, I could see why people would think it's staged. I could see why, because it's like,
this ain't staged.
but it's not, right? It's just Kendrick's that much of a monster with music.
It's
you know
not
what I mean?
staged.
It's like he was probably super laser focused this whole time. He was probably waiting for Drake to drop so he can get in the stew.
It's so crazy because while all this was happening, everybody done forgot. Nigga, he done had about 3 diss tracks before that. Rick Ross.
Yes. Yeah.
There was somebody else that dropped a diss track. I'm just
and that's what actually got lost in all this. Rick Ross cooked Drake.
Yeah, it did badly.
Like that was insulting. Like you thought
Badly.
Kendrick came at no, Rick Ross really came at him.
When I tell you, when we was on our way to, on our first tour, back in March, the Royal Family tour. He shot out James. He shot out Young Turn Up. Like we was on our way out to New York, and we heard Rick Ross's version. It was literally Rick Ross. Then we'll play Drake's, and then we'll just go back. And we'll just like, yo, who's better? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like the second night, it was Kendrick. It was somebody
again,
else.
yeah.
It was Drake. I'm just like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like this beef is taking a spiral. But yeah, Drake. Yeah, I'm sorry, Drake. You lost that.
It was because then he dropped the Heart Part 6. I'm like, all right, it's over.
Yeah, there's no coming.
That's not it. I didn't even understand what that was about.
Nobody.
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, Not Like Us was the death blow. You know what I mean? That's the death blow for anybody. People are still bumping it. It's a catchy track. They're gonna play in the clubs.
That's a
like
West Coast anthem.
Right, exactly. You know, people think it's a very spiritual anthem as well, but you know that's you can't come back for that. And the Hard Part 6 for him was very desperate. You know, it was like because he kept trying to dig up the smallest things on Kendrick to be like, I got you. But it's like, bro, he called you a pedophile like twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, shout out to the Bad for the Community folks. I actually did not realize that there was a video that they had reacted to about like 2 or 3 years ago of Drake on stage with a then 17-year-old. And he asks, he goes, how old are you? He goes 17. He goes, and then unfortunately, grabs her cheeks for a kiss. So it's like, tisk tisk, my guy. I mean,
Well,
and then the worst part about it was he's like, I'm too famous to be a pedophile. It's like, that's just not how that works. That is just not how that works.
that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, he basically, I forget the exact bar, but he basically was like, I'm too either rich or famous to be a pedophile. I'm like, bro, Epstein was like was one of the richest guys on the planet at one time, and look what happened to him. It's
That's
like,
crazy.
You know what I mean? It was, you could tell how hurt he was from Not Like Us.
Oh yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
You can't go to the West Coast at all.
No, absolutely not.
At all.
No. Like
all.
nowhere in the West Coast.
At
Like
all.
you just got to stick to either going internationally, which I think he's doing some tour in Australia.
You can't even fucking do that. The only person
Right.
that can actually sell out internationally stadiums, excuse
Yeah.
me, right now would probably be Chris Brown. You see what that nigga just did in Africa? Like, man,
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all gotta.
And his music ain't even popping off like it should, and he's still doing that shit over there, which is crazy.
Who?
Chris Brown.
His music is going. What?
Right
He just
now,
dropped
you think
that. Yeah, he just dropped that. I bumped.
Because I
Chris Brown.
haven't seen a lot of people talk about it. That's why.
He dropped that 11-11, and that been going crazy. But not the fact that he can even do that doesn't even matter. But yeah, Drake, you can't. LA, it's done.
So being the music, aficionado you are, how do you think, or what's the roadmap for a Drake comeback? Because he's already doing it all wrong right now. He's already did that stupid shit with that Aiden Ross dude, and it was like, it's fucking dumb.
First and foremost, he can't do shit after doing that Drake lookalike party.
He did that?
He can't do a damn thing. I don't.
See, this is what I mean about him being corny. And I'm like, bro, I can't.
I can't. You didn't see that shit?
I didn't see that shit. No, I seen the chain shit he did. He had like a whack ass Ice Spice type chain that had the Toronto skyline on the back.
Fuck
or some
that.
Shit.
He did a all lookalike in a Drake part. Like everybody looked like Drake, nigga. And I was just like, nah, this is crazy. So I don't really know what
kind of Diddy Party vibes, no?
Yeah, 100% Diddy Party vibes. I mean, you ain't do nothing to me, so
right, exactly.
So it's just like, but nah, I don't think. I mean, shit, do some charity basketball games, nigga. Start off in Toronto.
He's not even front row at the Raptors games.
Not anymore. Like that's what I'm saying.
Not anymore, right?
Do like the Raptors suck this season, so it's
the
like
garbage. They just got blown up by the Celtics by 54 points.
So you can't do nothing about that. So I would just say,
keep your head down.
Yeah,
because he's
drop some music and just don't talk about the beef or anything. Yeah. Just come back with it like an album with like Take Care. Like Take Care, that's one of my favorite albums all time.
Absolutely.
Come back with something like that, and I guarantee you niggas will forget about that. It's probably not, but they'll try. But
right, exactly.
Do it after Super Bowl. Do it. Damn.
You can't even do it before the Super Bowl because the Super Bowl's a month from now.
I'm like, shit.
Do it after the Super Bowl.
Do it after April Fool's Day. There you go.
Okay.
Give it like a month or so. So, you know what I'm saying? All
right, it's got to breathe a little bit.
Yeah, let it breathe because you know that Super Bowl performance is going to hurt your soul. So maybe give it to the summertime. Maybe give it to like June.
Wait till Kendrick's out of Toronto. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there you go. Oh, he's doing a tour.
He's doing 2 back-to-back shows in Toronto. That's what I was getting at. I'm like, bro, like, he's got Drake by the neck. Damn. And it's going to be in the 1 year since the beef started, too.
Or here's what you could do. Do a plot twist, right? Apologize some way, somehow to Kendrick. And then have this nigga bring you out in Toronto. That will be fucking crazy.
I like that. I like that
That
a lot.
will be crazy. That's the only way you could save it. Like, that's the only way you could save your shit. Like,
right.
You personally, I don't see no other way, bro. Like, if you could be like, yo, Kendrick, that's on me. I was acting like a light-skinned nigga. All right, cool. Like, maybe he can, you know what I'm saying? Like, he might get some flack for, fucking with you again. But then again, Kendrick, he cool. That's, he don't seem to
like
to
move on.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So, and if the world see that,
right. You know what I'm saying?
That'll probably be crazy.
That's the roadmap back, honestly.
If he was to do like a Young Money section, like with Lil Wayne, Drake, and Nicki, like one song or two with them, or let them do one song or two, and then go back into, that would shake the world something crazy. I don't really know if you need Nicki, but Lil Wayne just because he was mad about it in this New Orleans and stuff. But yeah, that would be crazy though.
What's actually kind of funny that you said that Kendrick brings Drake out is to squash the Meek Mill beef. Drake brought Meek Mill out in Boston. Mm-hmm. I was actually at that show. It was Drake and the Migos, and I was like, whoa. I was like, no fucking way, because I think he hit the instrumental for Dreams and Nightmares, and you just see him come through, and I'm like, why the
There's
fuck
a
is
video
this
now
song?
on YouTube.
I'm like, why is this song playing right now? And then he comes out like, oh shit. So, I mean, that Meek's another guy that kind of had a bad 2024, but you
We
know,
ain't gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
But he did the same thing. Drake did the same thing for Chris Brown. Yeah, he did the same thing for Chris Brown too. He
no
brought up
shit.
Chris Brown and all that shit. So that shit. That's why I'm like, y'all should do it. And
Right.
Meek, yeah, his 2020. I'm scared to see what his 2025 is. I don't want to listen to Meek anymore, and that's
Yeah.
bad. It's just, and I don't know why. It's just
I just think like, I mean, I'm happy that he got the song with Millie's. Like that was a cool moment.
Fire, definitely
You know what I mean?
fire,
That was a great
100%.
song. That was a great moment for Millie's. But like Meek personally, I feel like there's not a lot he can do for me anymore. You know what I mean? Like just this whole shit with, as everyone knows, the Diddy shit and like, you know, it's these things that are tough to come back from, and it's like, and they stick with you. You know what I mean? It's like people don't forget that easily.
Diddy shit.
Right, exactly. Because we don't gotta go in on that. We already know. We already, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Diddy hashtag the Diddy shit.
Hashtag
Like,
the
the
Diddy
Diddy shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's if you know, you know, which you should probably know by
pretty
now.
sure you know.
I don't know how the hell you've been following news cycle in 2024 and didn't know.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, that Meek Mill was the tough one when that came out because I liked Meek Mill a lot, and that was like, you know, damn. But we'll see. We'll see who's getting forgiven in 2025. But you personally, you know, as you said, you're starting the year off on Say That podcast. You're the first Say That episode of 2025. What are your goals for this year?
That's a good ass call. You went on something so crazy
Yeah.
because I could tell you my goals or whatever the case may be, but I'm so spontaneous. I wake up and have a different goal. You feel what I'm saying? Like I got a vendor pop up on Saturday. You feel what I'm saying? And first vendor pop up of the new year. I want that to be as successful as I can possibly be. I'll probably wake up and be like, you know what? I'm bringing a special guest. That'll be my goal for the day. But as for my podcast, for my brand, definitely getting established in the West Coast. We're already established in the East. We've been oh God, how did I forget that? We did Philly last year too. That was probably the craziest one because the food and the vibe.
Yeah.
Philly, my fault. Philly and Brooklyn. Just go back from earlier, but
Yeah.
it'll probably be getting established in the West Coast, getting more acquainted with talking in front of a live crowd. Like, not saying I'm not, but like when I'm talking like 700 to 1,000 people or something like that, I gotta be able to be like, all right, nigga, like,
Right. Like all eyes on me right now.
you feel me? So like you gotta, and I host, like I love to host shows. I hosted, I don't know how many shows up until this point. It's somewhere on my Google thingy, but it's just I hosted a lot of shows, and it's like you got to learn who to joke with, who to be like, you know, talk shit to or crack a joke to or whatever the case may be, and also know how to move the crowd and also know how to keep the crowd in tune. So my goal for this year would definitely be getting set up in the West Coast, and then hopefully, I wouldn't say I'm gonna open my own, you know, like center with like a podcast and performance center, like a stage and all that shit. But I do want to say by the end of this year, I want to be able to say I found the spot that I'm gonna open, that spot where people could come and have, you know, podcast and a studio, because I'm also gonna be, you know, teaching, you know, the youth how to start a podcast and stuff coming up. You shout out Roka. So it's just gonna be a lot. So if I could find that space, I know that would basically dumb down a lot of things when it comes to artists, mainstream artists trying to find, you know, a place to come to. And don't get me wrong, Middle East, y'all fire, cool, whatever, but y'all be shutting shows down like the night of, and people can't do that in 2025. You feel what I'm saying? So why not have a place where you can not only come perform or rent out this place or come to a studio session with Undeniable Sound, or come to a podcast with Talk of the Town, or whoever else podcasts want to rent the space or whatever the case may be. You feel what I'm saying? So that's definitely my goal. Setting up in the West Coast, making sure the second leg of the tour goes more successful than the first one, and finding that center to be like, I got this to offer for the city.
Because you got a busy year ahead of you, my boy. So
Man, listen,
you know
I'm
what
not
I'm saying?
even ready.
Just keep your head high, you know what I'm saying? Shoot for the stars.
Smoke a lot of weed.
That's
man.
it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Keep yourself occupied a little bit. So before we end the episode, I usually ask people if they want to give a shout out to anybody. Now's the time to do so right now.
Definitely. I gotta, hey. Y'all already know, G Honcho, your mother, fucking favorite host. Represent Talk at the Time, represent Mass Coalition. Huge shout out my team. Undeniable Sound, Fly High Uzi, Trina, Oso Bunga, Lukey Spitter, Brat's Dog Barney, Keys. I could keep going. Mega Mass. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm missing somebody. If I did, I feel like I'm not. Oh, I'm lying. Best of both world cuisines. Y'all already know the rest of the team, man. Y'all know it. Y'all see us together. Y'all gonna see us together everywhere. Make sure you pop out this Saturday. K's Oasis 1 to 6. Come support your local businesses, local vendors. We got over 15 to 19 businesses that's gonna be in the building, doing they want to. And then make sure you pop out January 18th. We bringing the road to South by Southwest to Boston. Y'all seen what happened in Brooklyn. You seen all the happy campers that left with what they left with. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you pull up. We're definitely giving out distribution deals. We're giving out slots to South by Southwest. We're giving out radio interviews with Talk at the Time. We're giving out radio interviews with Royal 99 FM. Make sure you pull up. It's going to be a vibe. And it's hosted by yours truly. Who else? And my guy G3 from New York. So make sure you pull up, man. It's a vibe. Once again, I appreciate you, bro. For
Of course, bro. I appreciate you pulling up.
Love, definitely.
All love right here. That's how we make the world go round over there.
Definitely.
And also, where can they find you on all your socials, by the way?
Hey, at Talk of the Town 617 on everything. If you can't find that, just hit Talk at Talk of the Town 617 on Google, and I'll show you everything that you need to see, upcoming events, and how to contact me if you want me to host. Just, pull up, hit me. We outside. And make sure you pull up and talk to me before we hit the road out in March. Because once we leave from South by Southwest, the They Count Us Out Tour Part 2 will be starting up. So it's going to go crazy.
He's going to be a busy man this year. Let me
It's
tell you
about to
something
go
right now.
crazy.
But ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you love this episode, please hit that subscribe button on YouTube and leave a like and comment about which part of the episode you specifically liked. As always, of course, please follow me on IG. My personal is REPETE617. The Say That page is say_that_pod. And do not forget to follow AOA Studios on Instagram. I got to start doing that more because obviously that's where the fuck I am. I don't know. It keeps slipping my mind. I don't know why.
I didn't. I was
Right, exactly. Right. You do it usually at the start of your episodes, so I gotta do that. It's AOA.studios. And you know what? Give my man Prop a follow. At Art by Prop. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
Give this guy a follow because you saw what he could do for me. I'm sure he could do some stuff for you. But ladies and gentlemen, we are also continuing the road to episode 100. This was episode 92. It's ticking up soon. You know what I'm saying? It's coming. I don't know what you're going to do when we hit that milestone, but it's going to be a big episode. I cannot wait to share it with y'all. And as always, for the first time in 2025, you got me yelling, don't say this, say that. Peace, and we'll see you in the next episode.